Every year, we move 1.4 billion units of precious cargo. Cargo that is the most valuable and most expensive resource in the world. The technology we use to make sure that our precious cargo is safe is of the highest standard. Not only do we move the precious cargo, but we also manufacture the vessels that carry it, generating more than $4 billion to our Australian economy every year. We employ more than 30,000 people, spanning the entire country from remote townships to all major Australian cities. We travel more than 18 billion kilometres per year, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are one of the most talked about industries because we research and test fuel and gas technologies to reduce emissions to make our environment a cleaner world. So who are we? We are the Australian bus and coach industry. So how do we do it? How do we move the most precious resource in the world? It all begins with a bus. Most of the buses that you see on the roads are manufactured here in Australia. The bus manufacture sector is an important part of our national economy and provides many opportunities for great jobs. But having a bus is just the beginning. We need lots of people to make them safe. Lots of people to make them run on time. Lots of people to answer all of your travel questions. Lots of people to drive you safely and reliably to where you want to go. Lots of people to make sure it all hangs together.
Public transport is the future of this country.
We move, as an industry, about 1 billion people a year.
7-day services, 24 hours a day.
So let's take a closer look to see how it all happens. There is no typical day in the world of moving people. And as with all other days, it starts with making sure our buses are ready for the open road.
Emilio, this has got a wheel problem, mate. We'll have to go to the workshop straight away. All right? Thanks, mate.
And we got a gas regulator over pressurising, so the vehicle will be off-road.
It's not just our mechanics that have to make sure the buses are safe. The drivers also have to perform their own safety check before departing on their journey. The workshop is one of the busiest areas of a bus depot.
We do about 40 services a week, about 150 a month. We run a 24-hour shop.
Every day there are many highly specialised jobs that need to be done to make sure our buses are safe to carry people. And because we carry the most precious resource in the world, we can only ever use the best equipment, only the very best technology, in the best facilities. Workshop staff have to undertake continuous training to stay up to date with the new buses coming from the manufacturers. They even have to go to seminars and conferences to hear about the latest trends and technologies. And because there are so many different types of buses, even drivers must undergo continuous training so that their skills remain precise.
All right, Kerry, what we have on this particular bus, the ABS system, really works really well and very sensitive, okay? So when it's in the green and the yellow, that means you're braking nicely. When it goes into the red, that means you actually put your foot on the brake a bit too hard. So next time what you do is go a little slower, perhaps, or you can brake a bit earlier to come to a nice smooth stop for the comfort of your passengers.
Okay. We're in charge of people's lives. Mothers and babies and fathers, all types of people from all walks of life. We are in charge of them. The training that we undertake to become bus drivers is intensive, and I know the company I currently work for puts a lot of effort into getting that up to scratch.
So now that the buses are safe, clean, fueled and ready for action, we need the drivers. There is no typical day for a bus driver. Drivers can work early in the morning, in the middle of the day, or even late at night. Some drivers like a combination of all three. But for all drivers, no matter what time they begin their driving shift, they need to check in before they start. This is an important first step in the day because the operations room is often communicating critical information about the bus they are driving or a change to their shift. Drivers work closely with other staff to make sure that every job is done right.
They're going to Perth, so I think 1400 sounds a bit late to me.
Okay, well, as soon as you find out, just let me know and I'll fix it up straight away.
Drivers even work closely with staff when they're on the road.
257 to depot. Already 5 minutes down due to heavy loading. I can see up ahead on Potter Street there are some roadworks. What would you advise me to do? Over?
Go to the end of Potter Street, then turn left at the Princess Highway, and then continue en route to Chadstone. Thanks.
Drivers also work closely with customers. For some drivers, it means being a local tour guide. Or it could be a friendly helping hand. Or it could just be having some fun. And the best thing is that customers really like the help. In fact, some people find it hard to get off the bus. But there is a lot more to this driving job than meets the eye. Drivers need to go through high-level training to do their jobs, such as safety training or being able to identify security threats and first aid training.
The drivers are the public face of the company who actually see our customers every day, and they're the people that we rely on to project the values of the company through to the public.
If you walk through our driving room, you'll find people straight out of school that have decided to become a bus driver as a profession, or you get people that might be ex-professional people. We have bank managers, ex-lawyers that perhaps decided that they wanted a change of pace in life and become a bus driver.
So what is the best thing about being a driver?
I love the security and flexibility.
Once you're out on the road, you are your own boss.
I like the industry because of the diversity of the job and the people you meet.
I enjoy driving a large range of different vehicles.
I love the camaraderie, the people and great council values.
I like being passionate about the people of Brisbane, about the whole lifestyle. I love it!
To be out there driving a bus and being with people every day and talking to people is just wonderful.
The story of the bus industry doesn't end here. There is a huge network of people that sit behind the scenes, highly skilled people who carry out complex tasks to make sure that the bus and the driver are ready for the public. We have many people that make sure that the special travelling needs of Australians all over the country are taken care of. Expert travel advisors to make sure that how you want to go is a perfect match to where you want to go.
I take people from Melbourne to Kakadu.
I organise charters for corporate businesses.
I help kids get to class on time.
There are a host of administrators and managers that make sure the buses and coaches for schools, sports, universities, shoppers and workers from Uluru to Sydney always keep moving.
One important feature of public transport planners is just how incredibly multidisciplinary they are. You can have people who are social workers working in public transport systems, psychologists, engineers, urban planners. There's a huge range of types of people involved in urban public transport systems. And one of the things I like about planners is that they have to think outside the box about the types of issues they're involved in.
And one of the most complex technologies that we use is the scheduling and planning of buses, drivers and services. But as with all good transport planning, it needs people to make sure it happens. And that may be simple enough, but when you add buses, drivers, passengers, road traffic, council roadworks and special public events, it gets a little trickier to make sure all the good planning happens smoothly and on time. And of course, it's not all serious work. We always make time for some serious fun.
If I was a young fella starting out and I was looking for an industry that was going to be not only around for the next 20 or 30 years, my working life, but one that was going to grow and grow rapidly, then I'd be looking at the bus industry.
Throughout the world, public transport systems are expanding. I like to think the biggest opportunity is to work in a very exciting and changing field that really makes a difference. Public transport's about trying to give people alternatives for the future that are sustainable to moving away from oil-based transport systems.
We have fully qualified mechanics that perhaps start with us as young 16-year-old kids, get their apprenticeships, and in fact one of those boys that started as a 16-year-old boy in this industry has now been with us 30 plus years and is senior manager of the company.
Yeah, the organisation does allow you to move sideways as well. We have examples of staff that started off in the mechanical field, decided that wasn't where they wanted to be, and decided to try out operational. And we have one individual that he's now the general manager as well of our Hunter Valley, who started off as a mechanic.
We're providing a solution to the current escalating pollution problems. It's a great industry to be in. It offers flexibility, it offers a range of jobs, it suits all age groups, and it's a great close-knit community to be involved with.
So if you were looking for a trade or a great job in a fun environment, excellent training courses that give you a variety of work skills, and don't let the lights go out on your chance to be part of this exciting industry. Get your career on the road and take up a job with us today.